Good morning, Little Masters, and welcome to today's Tolkien Times. I'm the Man of the West, also from the Prancing Pony podcast. Welcome back to the Series 5 experiment known as First Age Fridays. This is our chance to visit the history and legends of the eldest of Elder Days. It's First Age only, folks, and we are going to spend this series exploring one of the most beloved tales from the First Age in song form. Okay, I'm not going to sing, but you get the point. Last week, we spent the week in Canto 1 as we met Thingol on the throne in Doriath and learned about his beautiful daughter, Leithian, with her lissom limbs, her blue robe, gray eyes, dark hair, and merry laughter. We were also introduced to Menegroth, the Thousand Caverns, and to Thingol's wife, Melian. And at the very end, we heard about the mirth and bright voices, the silver and gold, the Eleanor and Nifredil, as time ticked on until a day of doom befell. Now today, we move to the first part of Canto 2, as we are introduced to the dark enemy of the world, Morgoth, and to Barahir and his band of resistance fighters. Far in the northern hills of stone, in caverns black, there was a throne by flame encircled. There the smoke in coiling columns rose to choke the breath of life, and there in deep and gasping dungeons lost would creep to hopeless death all those who strayed by doom beneath that ghastly shade. A king there sat, most dark and fell of all that under heaven dwell. Than earth or sea, than moon or star, more ancient was he, mightier far in mind abysmal that the thought of Eldar or of men, and wrought of strength primeval, ere the stone was hewn to build the world. Alone he walked in darkness, fierce and dire, burned as he wielded it by fire. He 'twas that laid in ruin black the blessed realm, and fled then back to Middle-earth anew to build beneath the mountains mansions filled with misbegotten slaves of hate. Death's shadow brooded at his gate. His hosts he armed with spears of steel and brands of flame, and at their heel the wolf walked and the serpent crept with lidless eyes. Now forth they leapt, his ruinous legions kindling war in field and frith and woodland hoar. Where long the golden Eleanor had gleamed amid the grass, they bore their banners black. Where finch had sung and harpers silver harps had rung, now dark the ravens wheeled and cried amid the reek, and far and wide the swords of Morgoth dripped with red above the hewn and trampled dead. Slowly, his shadow like a cloud rolled from the north, and on the proud that would not yield his vengeance fell. To death or thraldom under hell, all things he doomed. The northern land lay cowed beneath his ghastly hand. But still there lived in hiding cold the Beoring, Barahir the bold, of land bereaved and lordship shorn, who once a prince of men was born, and now an outlaw lurked and lay in the hard heath and woodland gray. 12 men beside him still there went, still faithful when all hope was spent. Their names are yet in elven song remembered, though the years are long, since doughty Dagnir and Ragnar, Rathruin, Dairuin and Gildor, Gorlim unhappy and Urthel, and Arthad and Hathaldir fell, since the black shaft with venom wound took Belagund and Baragund, the mighty sons of Bregalas, since he whose doom and deeds surpass all tales of men was laid on bier, fair Beren, son of Barahir. For these it was, the chosen men, of Beor's house, who in the fen of reedy Serech stood at bay about King Finrod in the day of his defeat, and with their swords thus saved of all the elven lords the fairest, and his love they earned. And he, escaping south, returned to Nargothrond, his mighty realm, where still he wore his crowned helm. But they to their northern homeland rode, dauntless and few, and there abode, unconquered still, defying fate, pursued by Morgoth's sleepless hate. Such deeds of daring there they wrought, that soon the hunters that them sought at rumor of their coming fled, though price was set upon each head to match the weregild of a king. No soldier could to Morgoth bring news even of their hidden lair, For where the highland, brown and bare, above the darkling pines arose, of steep Dorthonian to the snows and barren mountain winds, there lay a tarn of water, blue by day, by night a mirror of dark glass, for stars of Elbereth that pass above the world into the west. Once hallowed, still that place was blessed. No shadow of Morgoth and no evil thing yet thither came. A whispering ring of slender birches silver gray, stooped on its margin, round it lay a lonely moor, and the bare bones of ancient earth like standing stones thrust through the heather and the whin, and there by houseless Ailuin the hunted lord and faithful men under the gray stones made their den. Wow. That's an amazing passage, and I can't wait to do more of these. That is it for today's First Stage Friday. But come back next time as we read the tragic story of Gorlim the Unhappy. And I don't want us to forget about Fandom Friday, so if you would like to join me on the show when I start that segment back up in the next series, please email barliman@theprancingponypodcast.com and let us know. Please visit patreon.com/Tolkien Times to learn how you can support the show, get an ad-free RSS feed, monthly hangout with me, bonus weekly episode, and more. And join me again tomorrow on today's Tolkien Times as we wrap up this week with Second Age Saturday. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know the drill. Please like and subscribe. Please follow or subscribe in your podcast apps, and follow @Tolkien Times on social media. Finally, as Faramir says, go with the goodwill of all good men.